Have you got the Agent of Death on your Zoom still, Mandy? We
Can
don't
you
know.
hear it?
No, good, good, because that was very strange last week. For those of you who weren't with us last week, every time we put something in the chat or I put record to the iCloud, this voice came up on Mandy singing, "You are now recording. People can now see your screen." It was really weird. It was very strange. It was just like Darth Vader.
It's only when I logged into yours, I have to say.
Oh, okay. Tell me off.
It
Right.
was off-putting. It was off-putting.
It was
sure.
weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, welcome to session 1 of the Fire Opal course. And I am so excited to have you all here.
Me too. I'm so excited.
I know. Me too. So
happy dance.
I know we have got a few people waiting for this on replay. So without further ado, I'll just get into the nitty-gritty of it because it explains everything. So please, you've got the workbook, but you don't have to use the workbook. You can use a notebook and pens, back of a beer mat, whatever, some way to actually jot down what comes up for you, because I know you've been with us on the activation thing, but we're taking it up a gear now, frankly, and really starting to
10
muck around with your subatomic particles. Yeah. Now Karina has been on the receiving end of my mucking around with her subatomic particles. She knows what can happen.
You survived.
She survived, yeah. And, she up-leveled. So yeah,
I went back for more as well.
She did actually, yeah.
Yeah,
has to be said.
I could say something, but it'll sound rude.
Okay, don't say it then.
Unless you want me to.
So yeah, I'll be making notes as well, because I'll circle back. You know how I am with the energy. Mandy's the same. We circle back round and we make sure that we're looking after you, we're holding you, and we're making sure that your energy is taken care of, shall we say. Absolutely. So we do invite you to be really, really honest with yourself in this and share with us what you feel able to share. But remember that by sharing, we are all connected and we will all resonate with whatever it is you have to say. And we will all be able to support each other going through this, because as we're working on your energy, obviously our energy is involved in that. So, it's going to be working on us as well. And when I say affecting us, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, we can't, Mandy and I can't put our wellies on and wade in here without our energy getting involved as well. So, yeah, we're all in it together, as it were. And please, 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 please ask questions about anything that you want clarification on. I'm very aware that I can explain things one way and you might want to hear it another way, and that's absolutely fine. That's why there's two of us, so that we've got two ways of explaining the same thing. And we are really welcome from any input from you at all. We don't pretend to know everything, and we're not the type of coaches who are like, oh no, you can't bring your own stuff into this. You absolutely can. And so yeah, we just, it's a very inclusive, very safe place, and we want you to feel safe and we want you to feel held. And the WhatsApp group's there for other questions. If there's anything that's really, really personal, you'd rather not, Mandy and I are both available on Messenger, and I'm sure you know how to get hold of us. There is
or just on WhatsApp. Because our number will be there, so just do it personally.
Yeah, absolutely. So without further ado, let's get into it. Share screen.
I just want to speak to the people on replay, and Leanne has messaged into the WhatsApp group already, so I've said hello, but I'm saying hello again on the replay. I know there's a couple of others as well, isn't there?
Yeah, just making sure I've got the right one. Okay, slideshow from current. Okay, so if you haven't got used to seeing this picture yet, I love the picture. Okay, level 1, Fire Opal. The reason we've named it the Fire Opal is because we are both really into crystals, and working with crystals, and the Fire Opal was the one that came up when we started checking in with our energy as the place to hold people when we're starting to, you know, start you off with working on your energy. So that's why it's called Fire Opal, in case anyone was wondering. It's like those things with you know, when you go in and try and choose paint and it's, you know, elephant's breath and things like that. There is a reason behind the naming of it. We've got here, I'm going to move Mandy out of the way, course overview. I just want to go through very, very briefly a kind of overview of what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. So this week one, we're going to have starting points. Where are you now? And what changes do you want to experience both in your life as a result of this course? And, you know, just, we want you to quantify what you want to experience as a result of this and what is stopping you. Yeah. And what is stopping you from experiencing that? And also, what does change mean for you? So when we're saying, you know, what changes do you want to experience? We want you to define it. So when you say, oh, I want to feel more love, or I want to feel more connected, we want to know what that means for you. So what does connection mean? What does love mean? What do your results mean? You know, people say, I want better results. Better results in what? And we're also going to have a look at very quickly at the Wheel of Life. We are going to use that as a starting point, because we do want you on this course to, yeah, we're going to teach you about how to work with your energy, but it's got to relate to you and what you want to change in your life. So we are going to explain energy principles and how to work with them. We're going to explain the goddess effect, and we're going to go into the chakras and their impact on our lives, and we're going to mention the head, heart and hara, and there is other things in there, but what all I've done is picked out the salient points, edited highlights as it were. Week 2, self-analysis, connecting to your higher self, your aura and its function. So what's the difference between self-analysis and the starting points? Well, the starting point is literally, you draw the line, you stand and say, this is where I am now. The self-analysis is where you kind of look at, how did you get to where you are now? What were the things that led you here? What were the significant events, etc., in your life? And only by looking at them can we sort of, you know, put them down and say, right, enough already, and move forward. We're going to talk about connecting to your higher self, because that's where all the answers are. Newsflash, Mandy and I don't have all the answers. You do, which is
we have a few thousand.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But
or maybe more, but yeah,
your answers, you know. So yeah, we can guide, we can suggest, we can recommend, and we obviously, I'm going to put my hand up and say, without blowing our trumpet, we do know maybe a little bit more than you guys about where to look for the answers. That's all that we're saying. So we're also going to look at the aura and its function, which might surprise you. Week 3, we're going to look at the universal laws and how they interact with us and each other. You literally cannot get up and move around in your day without understanding the universal laws. The balancing principle of the universe and your role in it, identifying your potential and claiming your right to express it. And then week 4, knowledge, awareness, responsibility, discernment, grace, forgiveness, compassion, and finding yourself in the midst of it all. So all of those words, they can feel a little bit overwhelming, but it's like, it's okay. We're just going to find out where you are in the middle of all that. And then week 5 is next steps, your future vision and how to get there, a recap, Q&A, and aligned action and harnessing our power, and more. You know what we're like. So let's start where we are. So you've got the workbook, which you can either download and fill in, or just work with us as we go during the session. It's really fine. So we're going to use the Wheel of Life to inform your explorations over the next few weeks. Now, you may already have come with a big burning desire to change X, Y, and Z in your life, but we're going to look at the Wheel of Life, and then we're going to sway on it to find out if what you think is what you need to work on is actually what you need to work on. Because sometimes your energy will tell you that, no, you need to actually shift something else, and then all the cards will just, you know, play out for the thing that you think needs changing. It might not. There might be something else standing in the way. Hope that makes sense. So we're going to do the Wheel of Life. We've got the link in the chat, haven't we, Mandy? So I'm going to...
The Wheel of Life, no.
Have we not?
I will put it there.
They should have received it, but we in the email, but we can put it in the chat as well. It takes seconds to do this.
Hold on. It is coming right now.
Put your hands up. Who's already done?
I started doing my own one, and then I looked online, I think, because I wanted the graphic of it showing instead of you having to colour it in yourself. So have a look at that. And it should only take a few minutes.
If that. I was.
If that.
Yeah, but I know I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm like arrow. You know, it's like I make decisions like that.
Sound like a choo-choo train there. Choo.
Yeah. For the Librans in my family, of which there are many, I am incredibly annoying.
Oh. Well, that's their problem, not yours.
Exactly. Because you know what Librans are like. Sorry, is anybody here a Libran?
No. I'm an airhead.
The weighing things up, you know. I'm just like, my arrow's gone, you know. It's like, yeah, decision made.
No, I'm an airhead.
Which one?
Aquarius.
Oh, you're Aquarius, are you?
Yeah. Which is why I love technology.
Yes, I suppose it is.
Mm.
I am the only mythical creature in the zodiac.
To look into that.
The centaur. And I was, believe it or not, born in the year of the dragon.
Harry Potter.
So even in Chinese horoscope, I'm a mythical creature. I don't exist, basically. So do you want to pop in the chat or unmute yourselves and tell us what's going on for you? What's come up in your wheel of life?
Look, Karen.
What's going on in my wheel of life? Like where I've got low scores, do you mean?
Yes, or lowest piece of pie, Karina.
Sorry?
The lowest piece of pie. Come on.
My lowest piece of pie is love.
Love. Okay.
Here's some love for you.
Well, I don't feel I do.
Okay.
So it's just kind of, I think I answered that literally.
Yeah.
It's like, kind of, am I in a relationship? No, kind of thing.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Rather than.
Yeah.
Do you love yourself?
Most times.
Good.
Not always, but most times. But yes, I answered that literally because I just did it earlier on today when the email first came through. And I was quickly. So yes, now I'm thinking about it. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. And the health is another one.
Yeah, because sometimes if we don't love ourselves enough, the health does get affected. Everything's connected anyway, as you know.
That's where I am.
Thank you for joining us, Karen. We're doing the wheel. I was just going to say that. Sas has put it in the chat, but we're doing the Wheel of Life exercise to find out which one is the lowest. And generally, we would look at that one, and then we'd look at the highest one, and we're going to look at where the difference is and what you do differently in that area of life. You okay, Nita?
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, mine was similar to Karina's. Mine was love, but also family.
Okay.
And my health was high, which was interesting.
Good.
Does that resonate for you? You sound surprised.
Well, no, actually, my health is very good. Family, yes, I'm not surprised that came up. Love, not so. I was probably thought that would be higher. I mean, I wasn't sort of. I just sort of instinctively put numbers down.
Yeah, that's good. That's the right way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't use your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Then you start crossing out, and then
Exactly. Yeah.
I think
Jumping around.
Sas was saying, I think I've got a Libra ascendant, so then I do start doing that.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Literally, my family are literally either Librans or Geminis, and then there's a couple
I've
of
got
us.
a few Geminis, yeah.
Yeah, looks
Geminis
like,
and Aries.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. There's a few Aries in my family as well. So,
You and I are the anomalies then.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
We like that. We
yeah.
like that.
Have you got any results, Karen?
Yes, I have.
Excellent.
They're a bit mixed. There's nothing, excuse me, nothing terribly low. I would say I've got spirituality at 5. That's my lowest. But I think that's kind of because I'm going through this sort of awakening anyway. And then the next 2 lowest are 6s for money and career. And again, that's in line with me shifting the direction of the business. So
yeah,
not
Makes sense.
terribly surprised, but it's always nice to do this. I like to see the results because you can see
yeah, and it gives us
everything,
a starting point as well, doesn't it?
That's all it is. Yeah. But yeah, there's no right or wrong here. There's no judgment, and even the scores don't mean anything. It's just, okay, vibration is a little bit needs a spruce here, and this vibration's high. And like Mandy says, we're going to look at both the highs and the lows and see if we can kind of borrow from one to give to the other, as it were, without depleting the other one. So well done. And thank you, Karen. Thank you for persevering and joining us. Well done. Wow, I'm going to screen share again. Go back to my my thingamabob.
I should have some waiting music while you do this, shouldn't I?
Can we have the girl from Ipanema? Right, so we've already discussed this. So what I would like you to do, just in your workbooks, and if you feel like feeding back, if it's something you want to share, how do you feel about where everything was? Like Nita said, she's a bit surprised about this and a bit surprised about that. And how would you like to feel? This is the question we're always asking. How would you like to feel? What can we change? What would you like to see happening differently? So define this and keep a note of it for later. So we also want you to decide what's your priority area to work on during this course and keep it as a focus as you move through the weeks. But like I said, we are going to kind of check if what you think is what you need to work on, what you actually need to work on. We're always going to get guidance from our higher self by connecting with our sway. So if you were with us on the activation, you will know about energy principles, and this is the first one that we're really going to drum it into you until you know it. And this is about things are either in flow or they're not, and when they're not in flow, we need to get them back into flow. And it really is that simple. But it's when we start to give the resistances and the reversals names, we start to call it anxiety, procrastination, self-sabotage, lack of self-worth, lack of confidence, depression, boredom, all of these things. We give it names, but we just need to realize that it's just a resistance, and it can be transformed and it can be shifted. And that's really the great news for us. We're just trying to get everything into flow. So hopefully by giving you a few of those labels, you can sort of go, oh yeah, I can now see the areas where my life is a little bit out of flow. So coming into flow, that's when things start to feel hopeful, is a good one. It's not massive, but it's getting into the green zone. And things like hopefulness, we might start to feel a little bit more connected, we might start to feel a little bit more excited, and then we get into feeling about fun and adventure, and then freedom, happiness, love, joy, all of those things. So hopefully you can see the difference between when your life is in flow and when it's in resistance. So why do we do the clearing? And this is an interesting one. Yes, clearing the negative energy charges is important, but for one reason only. And that's so you can have what you desire. So what you desire is those, higher vibrating energy. So you desire more fun, more love, more adventure, more health, more better family relationships. That's literally why we do the clearing, so that we can improve whatever area of your life is not that much in flow. So we're not releasing or cleaning up our energy for the sake of it. And this is really, really important. A lot of people just go around doing lots of cleansing, cleaning. Oh, I've done my energy healing. Oh, really? Great. But what did you transform it into? What do you mean transform it into? Well, that's the whole point of it. We're not, clearing doesn't imply that, you know, we got a broom out and we shifted it out and it's gone. No, the energy is still there. Remember, we cannot destroy energy or create it. We can only transform it. So we have to keep remembering, what do we transform it into? Okay. So we are doing it so we can create and harness our energy power to do so. Therefore, it's really important to be aware and honest and very, very clear about what you want from all of this. There is no right or wrong, but focus and intention are extremely important. They are what underpin all of your energy practice. So we're going to take a moment to think about this, okay? Because, you know, focus and intention are energy principles. When we focus on the particles, the subatomic particles in the quantum field, we do actually make them go, oh, hang on a minute. Somebody's looking at me. What do you want me to do? And that is the question that your particles will always ask you. The minute you start to focus on a problem or something good, you can focus on something good and the particles will say, hey, she's looking at me. What do you want me to do? That is always their question. What do you want me to do? You know, so they can't disappear. They can't go and, you know, clearing is not, they don't disappear. They don't go away.
You've gone all quiet. You've lost your voice. Or is it just me? Can anyone else hear Sass?
No, I can't hear her.
That's unusual.
Can't see her either.
I can see her, but I can't hear her. Technical problem.
No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, so it's just when I do a share, is it?
No, you just all of a sudden went. The sound went. I thought it might have been me because I'm sharing my signal with my phone because I don't have internet at the moment.
Right. Well, I don't see that would affect my signal, would it?
No. I was saying, thought it was me. That's why did anyone else lose you?
Right. Okay. As long as you can hear me now, I'll try again. And if you can't,
go again.
Let me know, because what I'll do, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably put the screen share up and you can read it because everybody can hear you. I'm going to get you to read it anyway because, you know, my throat gets a little, you know how fragile I am.
No.
BS. I don't think anybody's ever called me fragile. Can you hear me?
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Is that a yes, Mandy? Excellent. Right. The anatomy of energy. So, in exactly the same way as your physical body has many intricate and interdependable systems, so does your energy. But your energy is also beyond your physical body, which is why it's multidimensional. Our physical reality is three-dimensional. Time is the fourth dimension. And then we move beyond that into our higher self and the realm of possibilities. So this is just some of the aspects that make up our energy body that we'll be working with on this course. There are a lot more, but we've only got 5 weeks with you. We don't want to overwhelm you. These are the basics, okay? If more come up naturally in conversation, then we will expand briefly. But this is what we know is the basics to start working on. That's your chakras, your aura, the balancing principles, universal laws, and head, heart, and hara. Okay. So I'm going to talk briefly about the head, heart, and hara. You have got a document which Karina's kindly pointed out to me was password protected, which I thought was really weird. Not about you, Karina, but about me. It's like, you know, why do they do these things? So I've changed it to a PDF and I've put it in the link, but I will send it out again. So your head, heart, and hara make up the 3 main energy centers. Okay, so you can see there the head, heart, and hara. So it does correspond to your chakras, but in a slightly different way. Okay, so your head is where we think about things. Your heart is where we feel things, and your hara is where we do things. When we activate our hara is our manifesting center. We create things, but we can't create anything by not doing something. We have to do things. So what we need is for these 3 things to be completely in harmony with each other. So they need to be literally 33.33% of the energy going across these centers, because they have to support each other and it has to move in a cycle. But if we get an imbalance in any of this, where either we're too much in our head, too much in our heart, or too much in our hara, we can see problems. So if we're too much in our head, it means we're overthinking things. We're getting lost in the worry of things, the logic of things, and we're not connecting to anything else. When we're too much in our heart, it means we're too emotional about things, and we haven't got the support of the reasoning and logic to help us sift through our emotions and kind of find our way out of them, if you like. And when we're too much in our hara, but not connecting to our head and our heart, where, you know, our head has done the thinking and our heart has done the feeling for us, and sifting through and finding out what's important to us about what we think, our hara goes around manifesting things that we don't actually want. Okay, and we go around doing things that don't serve us. So it's, if you like, it's like a lack of direction with things. So we are going to activate the head, heart, and hara in this course, because this is how you will assimilate the information that we give you. When Mandy and I say something, you will hear it in your head, and your head will go, oh, okay, right, I understand that, and that fits here in what I already know, and that fits over there as like something I'd like to know more about, and that fits here, oh, and that contradicts something I heard before, and oh, that's interesting. So you will start to sift and sort through the knowledge, and when it resonates with you, or you can find a place to put it in your logic, I call this tessellation. So if you've ever played the game of Tetris, think of it like that, where you have to turn the blocks around so that they fit in the available holes. That's what happens when you first come across the information. It tessellates. Where does it fit in what I already know or what I think I need to know? So then when it's sort of tessellated and settled in, your heart kind of comes into play, and your heart says, can I trust this information? Does it, you know, does it really connect with me? And can I take it on board? So they're kind of the emotional aspect of it, how we feel about what we've been told. And then from there, when those 2 things are, you know, in coherence with each other, and so you've got the information and you say, yes, I can trust this, and this is ready for me to move forward, that's when your hara comes in and goes, okay, what do we do about it then? You know, so this is how, I mean, there is a lot of different ways to look at head, heart, and hara, but for the purpose of this course, we're looking at it from the point of view of how you're going to take in the information. Okay, so there may be things that you feel don't resonate with you right now, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. You park it and you'll come back round to it maybe later on in the course when you know a little bit more about energy, or when you come back in 3 months' time and do this again, and you go, oh, that means so much more sense to me now. So that's how we're going to work with the head, heart, and hara in this course. Has anybody got any questions?
I just want to say something here, because of all the knowledge that we've sort of gained over the years.
Yeah.
When you look at that, it's actually the law of attraction.
It is.
Because you get the idea, so you think about what it is you want, and then to really bring it into the physical, you have to feel it and then take the action to get it.
Yeah.
And you know, those films that were out years ago, it didn't give you the full picture. And this is basically what the law of attraction is that you think it, feel it, and then you create it. So you have to take aligned action.
You do. Absolutely, yeah. And in the document that nobody can download yet, unless they've opened the Adobe thing, I've related that to the concept of thoughts become things, which again is another meaning for the heart, the law of attraction. You know, if we think something, we start to believe it. And, you know, if we think something over and over and over again, so it becomes a belief, that becomes really, really important to us. And that's how we tend to define ourselves, through our beliefs. And, you know, we get really emotionally addicted to our beliefs, even if they're wrong. And I use that in inverted commas. I think I've even said in the document, you know, bigots, misogynists and racists, etc., don't know that they're wrong. They just know what they believe. So we've got all of that going on, and then that informs what we do, because we, as human beings, we love to feel safe and secure, and our beliefs keep us safe and secure because they're a way of fitting in with other people. So we find our inverted commas tribe, and we fit in, and we absorb their thinking and their beliefs so that we can stay safe. And one of the things that happens when we start on a spiritual journey or start doing energy work is some of the things that we held dear might be challenged. I'm not gonna you know, paint it a pretty picture here for you. You may have to reevaluate some of your belief systems, especially the ones where you've adopted them to, inverted commas, fit in, when that fitting in is not actually who you really are. And all we're doing is going to lovingly help you to sift through all of those things, leave what doesn't serve you and keep what does. Okay. Just want to, at this point, mention kinetic and potential energy, because again, it's another principle that's really important. But basically, kinetic energy just means what you've got going on. It is the law of momentum. And the law of momentum is incredibly powerful. And the more you've had that thing going on, the more powerful it is. And to stop things, we need to slow them down. So that's what we're doing with the energy work. We're slowing down the kinetic energy on the things that don't serve you. So we need to convert it into potential energy. So as I said before, we take a look at it. And this causes the particles to sit up and pause. This is where we can begin to exercise our power, because we can start to affect those particles by giving them a new way of acting. We give them the potential to be something else. So it sounds weird, because in our current reality, it is. And in the world of energy, it's common sense, and frankly, our job to do so. And we do it using the goddess effect modality. So people often say, but how do I stop the kinetic energy? Where are my brakes? What do I do? So it's the goddess effect modality that we use. But, you know, just, I mean, we know the goddess effect works really, really deeply, really, really quickly, because of all the knowledge and expertise we put into it. But any other energy modality works. Journaling works, but it is actually one of the slowest things to actually change your energy. But it does work, and it's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. Do love a bit of journaling and things like that. So, you know, they're all working on the same things, your energy. So we've done the wheel of life. So we're going to sway to help you get some clarity. So we always follow the energy. So what I'd invite you to do, ladies, before you actually fall asleep, I'm very aware it's the clocks have changed, haven't they? And when it does that, I don't know about you, but you know, my body clock's all over the place. My dogs wanted their dinner an hour earlier, and then they, you know, it was saying they wanted to be up an hour. Oh, it's a nightmare. So we are going to use what we found from the Wheel of Life, and we are going to sway on it, and we're going to go through all of those things. And the first thing to do is ask your sway if your assessment was correct. And then, you know, and if you feel it is, that's fine. But what we're going to ask is, which one is actually a priority for you to start looking at and working on this course? Come on your feet. If it makes you feel better, I'll do it as well.
I'm under a mound of blankets.
Oh, bless you. I've had to take my feet off the hot water pot. Terrible. That's scandalous, isn't it? The heating's on. It's just I'm really cold. I'm not Charles Dickens. I mean, look at me, got a woolly scarf on and everything. Feedback when you're ready.
My changed.
Yep, mine did.
Love still came up, but career came up.
I thought you were retired.
That's what I thought.
You have got a book to get out there. No?
I am embarking on a writing career. So they're pretty much telling me, I think, or energy's telling me to get on with it.
People need to hear your wisdom.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's fantastic. That's really juicy. That's brilliant. Yeah. See, isn't it funny? You know, your energy will tell you, because you know, and I'm quite sure that if you work on the career thing, the other things will actually fall into place. And when we can have, you know, a 1 and a 1A to work on, so we can look at the love thing as well. Because I was blown away. Mine actually said that I had to work on love, and I would have put
oh my God, mine too.
No.
Yeah, I thought I had to work on my wealth and abundance, and it says no love.
Yeah, I thought mine was going to be health, but
so love's coming up, but for all of us then.
Yeah. Bizarre.
Can I also say here, I'm making notes as I go along, and I'm going to create a short meditation before you do any energy work, so you can listen to it and then you'll be able to do it yourselves, but also for you to connect to your higher self, which is your connection to, you know, the field or source energy, what God, whatever you want to call it.
Fabulous. Thank you, Mandy. So anybody else get a change, or was it all tickety-boo for the rest of you?
Mine was as I thought. Although love comes up quite low, it's not a priority for me to work on. And that's what I thought when I did it. Fun and health are my biggest one, with fun being the one I need to really work on, but health is kind of up there. But everything else is not really that much of a priority.
Okay, excellent.
Mine was health and spirituality, which surprised me. I think, like Mandy, I was expecting kind of career and money be the focus. So a surprise, but intriguing.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how our higher selves are like, what were you thinking? This is a classic case of get out of your own way. Isn't it? Really?
Yeah, classic case of being in your head.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Mandy. It illustrates that beautifully, doesn't it? Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So we're going to go back to screen share, and we are now going to explain the goddess I just nearly said the goddess mortality, the goddess modality to you, the goddess effect. Where am I? Mandy.
Definitely mortal.
I'm going to put up the screen share. I know. I'm going to put the screen share up. Do you want to go through it?
Yeah, go for it.
Right, bear with me. Right, let's come on. I know I'm screen sharing. Where are we?
Yeah.
There you go. I'll do the flipping.
Oh, I love the way her eyebrows go up in the middle.
They are cool, aren't they? They are really cool.
Yeah. So, what is the goddess effect and how does it work? Well, can I have the next slide, please? Because I don't know. I'm joking. It's a powerful energy modality, and this is something that Sas and I have brought together, different elements of things that we've learned and I'm going to say mastered in technique. And there are some new things as well that we are bringing into it that we've been guided to bring in sort of further down the line. So it does combine a wide variety of energy theories. We've got things about the anatomy, the properties of the different bodies that we have, not just your physical body, quantum science, which is your connection to the universe, some Western research. So there's, facts to back up the things that we're doing, scientifically. Eastern philosophies, so we're looking at chakras, which are your Indian majority of the theory there and the practice of the chakra system, and they go back thousands of years, and some Chinese ones as well with regards to meridians and maybe even some feng shui along the way, which is your physical space. And then we're going to put that along with our experience, as we've just said, skill, the wisdom, and this is all combined together to help you transform the underlying negative energies that are holding you back, and to do it quickly, because that's the thing Sas and I were really, really in agreement was, can we get it done faster than we were taught at the beginning? Let's get it done really, really quickly. And it's going to empower you. You're going to be able to reclaim your own ability to do this in an uplifting and life-affirming way. And I think things are moving faster now, aren't they, Sas?
Definitely. And we've got to keep up, really, haven't we?
And things that Sas and I have learned along the way, we're even noticing those now, where we're getting messages through that they need upgrading.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And we're here to do that and share it with you.
Brilliant.
So the first element, we've got you might have heard us say, oh, this is the long form sentence and we've got a short form one, but you're going to be using the long form one, and we've broken it down into 3 elements. So once you know where your resistances are, as we were looking at the different types of energy, you're going to find that by doing the questioning, and then you're going to replace them. So like Sas was saying, if you're in a place of feeling stuck, you're going to want to be in a place of feeling things are flowing, things are moving at a good pace for you. And you're going to activate your conscious intention by declaring what you've discovered that needs transforming. That's the first thing. And then highlighting the fact that as you see it on all your energy levels, that can impact your current life experience. There are 4 levels of your energy levels, as it were, the belief systems. You've got your core, your genetic, your soul, and your history. But we will look at those later on. Those are the levels we were talking about. And so the first thing you do is you do say this out loud. So on a core, genetic, history, and soul level, I recognize that being on my own and not having a life partner, I'm just going with that one for the moment because I'm talking about myself, does not serve me. So XYZ is what you want to change. This is the resistance. As my higher self has just told me. This is my example. So you insert the negative energy charges there that you've identified, and you can do this for any negative charge. And for example, I recognize these resistance in my heart chakra that do not serve me, or I recognize these emotions from my past that do not serve me. You take a nice deep breath in, and you slowly let it go, allowing, you will possibly feel a physical change because the energy starts to move, because it's been stuck for a while, and it can cause some physical symptoms, can't it, Sass?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So you might burp. You might burp at the other end.
Yawning.
You might yawn. You might cry. You might shiver. You might have goosebumps. You might go all hot, and all of those things at the same time,
which can be interesting.
It's very interesting, and it does happen.
It does.
Do you want to do the next one?
Yeah, I can. So once we've done that, we've identified it, and then we don't muck about. We then transform it by saying, I now choose. So by saying I now choose, you're showing the universe that you have a choice about this. You're in the driving seat. I choose to rapidly neutralize. So we're putting those brakes on. We're stopping the kinetic energy. We're going to neutralize it. We're going to resolve it. So whatever was going on, we're resolving it at the quantum level. And when we're completing it, that means we're actually completing whatever lesson that came here to teach us. We're saying, yeah, right, okay, yeah, I hear you, I accept it, and I'm done. So we're going to neutralize, resolve, and complete all these negative energy charges. And we say hidden or otherwise, because we know, and we're about to get uber woo on you here, aren't we, Mendy? We know that even using the sway and everything, there are things in our consciousness, in our energy, etc., that have been hidden from us for whatever reason. They're, quite often our imprinting and things we aren't aware of, because that's come down through the generations. So we don't know it's there, it's hidden. But there are also, shall we say, other forces at play here that want to keep us humans, following the code, not upsetting the status quo, not shining brightly, unapologetically and unconditionally. So we're going to just cover all the bases and say hidden or otherwise, with immediate effect. And this is, again, the speediness of it, was not next week, not 3 days from now, with immediate effect. And then we're going to replace them with ABC. And ABC is the alternative positive energy you're transforming the negative energy into. So it's really important to declare this in magnificent goddess terms. So remember the potential energy. So obviously it's important, before you actually do any of this, once you've identified what's going on, that you say, okay, what do I want to transform this into? And then when you transform it into what you desire, what is going to be positive in your life, what happens then is you are actually reverting back to the incredible shiny blueprint of your true goddess self, and you're asking for that to be reborn within you. Okay, so this, when we change our energy and we start achieving the things that we want, that we desire, etc., we are expressing our true soul essence, and our blueprint has been reborn. So that's why we say that bit. We take another deep breath, and as you exhale, you feel the transformation taking place within you. So this is not kind of paying lip service to all of this. You don't just, I now choose to rapidly neutralize and resolve and include, there's no doing it. You connect with it. You harness your intention to heal. You harness your intention to stop the kinetic energy and increase the potential energy. It's you that does the work, okay? Not the modality, not even the words. I mean, we put a lot of effort into making the words, but it's you. You have to connect with them, okay? So if you feel it requires several breaths, then follow your intuition. This is what energy work is all about. It's your connection to yourself. Okay. So we're giving you the guidance and kind of like this is the modality, but you make it your own. Okay. And the breathing thing, it's important to remember the role that breath has in energy work. When you breathe in what you need, don't you? You breathe in the air and you process it, and then you exhale what you don't need. So the exhale is really important. As you exhale, say to your breath, this breath going out is going to take all that negativity with it and leave me with the good stuff. Do you want to do this one, Mandy?
Yeah. And then to top it all, we command your guides. So I command my guides and ancestors to stand by and support me. You are going to have your spiritual support team with you as you reclaim your power and you realign and resolve this across all planes of existence, times, dimensions, spaces, because when you think about it, there's more space than there is solid matter. So there could be stuff out in space that you're not aware of. So you're clearing that as well. And all levels of consciousness, known to you and unknown and beyond. Because we've had the known stuff. We've done that before, haven't we, Sass?
Yeah.
And then there's stuff that we've encountered then that we didn't know about, and we had to go and do the clearing again. So this is, we've compressed everything in, all the awarenesses that we've encountered, we're putting it all in there so that you have that transformation.
Yeah. This is almost like the small print, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the bit
we're crossing the T's and dotting the I's.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Yeah. And the other thing to know about the spaces is, things like other areas of your anatomy. I'm talking about your both your physical and your energy anatomy. There are spaces in between things. There are spaces in between the layers of your aura. There are spaces in between, the meridians. There are spaces in between your chakras. There are spaces. There's stuff in there lurking.
There's lots of space in your physical body as well, where it's connecting with all the energy bodies as well.
Yeah. That's it. And let's face it, as we're vibrating, we can't really vibrate unless there's space to vibrate. So we need to clear the stuff from the spaces. So the spaces that we start to expand into and vibrate higher, and faster frequencies, we need some nice clean space to do it in. Our basketball court, as it were. So
take a nice deep breath in, so breathing is really, really important, so that you're setting the intention that you're letting whatever it is that's not required, that's not serving you, is leaving you. And for those in-between moments, there's a short form.
Which we love.
Yeah, so if you want me to do this one really quickly, go for it.
Okay, so we developed the short form because the other one's very long. No, you can't always. You're in the car and something comes up, and you think, oh, hang on a minute, that doesn't serve me. That thought doesn't serve me. That way of thinking doesn't serve me. So you're not going to wait. I mean, I do a lot of traveling, so I'm not going to wait another couple of hours till I get to Cambridge services to stop and go in the ladies' loo and do a bit of swaying. So you can stop things in their tracks. Again, that kinetic energy, don't let it gain momentum. So I reject and refuse all negative energies related to this shit that's just come up for me, and I choose the path of peace, love, tranquility, fun and adventure, absolutely optimum health with immediate effect. You know, so you're just catching yourself here. And sorry if my my examples were a bit crazy, but you know, this is literally exactly what you can do. You change lanes from that one that doesn't serve you to another one. And if you need to say it over and over again, do. You know, this is what it's for. So as before, the X, Y, and Z is what you've noticed that comes up, and ABC is the alternative energy you're transforming it into. And I have, for the ABCs, when you're doing this kind of thing, I have like a little statement that I just use. So you can develop one of your own. So mine is the path of love, joy, and happiness with immediate effect. It covers everything. Or I might change it to the path of a perfect life with immediate effect. And then the universe just gets to work. The particles are like, oh, great, got a job, perfect life. Now let me see what constitutes perfect life. Well, we can have some of this and some of that and some of this and some of that. You know, so it's quite simple to give those particles that little job, you know. So, right, let's come back and find out if we have any questions. Questions.
Yeah. I feel like that.
I do.
Thought you would.
Well,
Good,
got a couple.
good.
Excellent.
Got a couple.
Good.
You know, when you said like things are hidden,
Yes.
could it be they're hidden because we're not ready to deal with them
Yes.
at the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And my second question is, when you say about guides and ancestors,
Yes.
I'm not saying I don't have any. I'm just saying I'm not in contact with any of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my kind of, yeah.
Absolutely. Would it help you if I told you that whether they're there or not, they're all just part of you?
I don't know whether that's helped or just confused me even more.
Okay, so you're Karina.
Yeah.
Hi, Karina. Karina's a little baby.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. She didn't just like appear, did she?
Yeah.
She had parents who had parents who had parents
Yeah.
who had, and it's a massive pyramid. So Karina's down here, and then there's
got
2 parents and 4 grandparents, and you can do the math on it. Yeah. You have ancestors.
Yeah. But I don't get any kind of, you know, input from them. You see what I mean?
You don't have to. All that's saying is that you're acknowledging that Karina came from somewhere, and so Karina's carrying like a genetic. You remember we said a whole genetic history and soul level. So
got
you know, so your core is one aspect of you, your genetic is another aspect of you. And you know, when I said that we would talk about things if they came up in conversation, is this a good time to talk about epigenetics?
Probably. Not. Can I also add in there that on a spiritual level, when your ancestors have passed away, and do with this information what you will, this is what I believe, as a soul, before you come into a physical body, there'll be ancestors that will have discussed things with you, and they will have agreed to be your guides. And the thing is, they will not intervene or do anything to take you off your path in your 3D life. But if you do need assistance, and that's why we put it in there, I call upon, they won't do anything unless you ask them. It's like angels. If you believe in angels and angelic intervention or support, they are always standing by energetically. So they won't come in and help you unless you ask them to.
Yeah.
Because there's a rule, that there are laws of the universe about that.
Yeah.
It's your law of free will.
Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of people, go through the spiritual journey and don't have the, the channeling thing, and that's absolutely fine. People channel in very, very different ways, and a lot of that is down to your Claire skill set. Again, topic maybe for another course. But all energy work, it amplifies and improves your access to your Claire skill set. Everybody has the ability. I've got a couple of very strong Claires, and I could amplify the others, but I'm not bothered. I'm quite happy with the stuff that's going on. Thank you very much. It's enough. You know what I mean? It's like, so I'm really happy with what I've got. 10 years from now, I might decide, actually, I think I'm ready for something else. So it's all about you're exactly where you need to be. And what you awaken within you is absolutely what you need to be, do, and have in this lifetime. And this is a really big thing in the spiritual world, and been there myself, is especially when you get a forum where there's a lot of people and they're like, oh, and I've been guided this and I've had this download, and you're like, oh God, I don't do any of that. No, forget it. It doesn't matter to anybody but you where you are. So don't worry about that. And Mandy and I have actually called a couple of people out for saying things that they're not actually experiencing, just because they felt they had to, like, I don't know, catch up or whatever. And we can tell. That is one of our skills, is we can tell. And that's not the way to play the game. It's not that this is a game. It can be fun and it can be really, really interesting, but it's about really just embedding what is right for you. And there's no competition. There's no need to feel you have to fulfill anything or tick any boxes, because you don't, because you are absolutely perfect as you are.
Well, thank you. And I kind of, it wasn't that I was like, oh my God, I don't have them, what's wrong with me? It was more of a case of, I'm perfect. They're there. I know they are. Just because of, I believe that's all I believe. That's what I believe in. But I just don't have any contact with them that I'm aware of. So
at the moment, and that's absolutely fine. They're there, and they know where you are, and you know where they are. And you know what? That's wonderful, and that's lovely, and that's absolutely fine for now.
Cool. Thank you. That was all my questions.
Excellent. Any other questions?
Can I follow on then from what Karina was asking? So Mandy, you mentioned that we have to ask for our ancestors' help. And is that the same with our guides as well?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that they are standing by, but they won't
intervene.
They won't intervene unless
it's really, really, really drastic. And that will just be like a slight, deviation or something.
It's like a couple of weeks ago, I was spending some time with my bestie, and she knows what I do, and she's really fascinated. And we were out having tapas, and she leaned over the table and sort of said conspiratorially to me, she said, do you believe in guardian angels? I said, well, yeah, of course I do. She said, and she told me a tale about she was going to go scuba diving. She's from Finland, and she was going to go scuba diving. And on the way, there was a guy came out of nowhere and blindsided her car. And she never got to the docks, and her equipment was all over the road, and she was like, oh my God. And what she didn't realize is, if she had gone diving, there was a massive hurricane that came in that they hadn't predicted, and it just came out of nowhere. And if she'd gone diving at that point, she would have died. And she just said, and that is the kind of intervention they will do. But it's like, they'll send you something that, and it's like that, and it's like an instant thing like that, and then they're back out of it again. It's like, you're dealing with the fallout and the aftermath, and you're thinking, what the? But actually it was like, well, I couldn't think of anything else to do because you weren't listening when I was trying to talk to you, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, had to send something major, because otherwise, if I'd have just given you a little nudge, you'd have carried on, So this is what it is. But as you say, Nita, you know, we have to kind of call them in. Part of my morning ritual every day is to say, come on guys, time to get up, get your boots on and do some work, you know. So I call mine in every morning. Yeah.
Okay. And then one more question, with the transformational statement. So we go from XYZ and we go to ABC, and as you said, really give it our sort of magnificent goddess terms.
Yeah.
In relation to that, does it really matter with the words? Is it just the connection? I think you both said it's really about connecting to.
It's connecting to the feeling of it.
Yes.
And I will add in something here that if it's a feeling that you feel you've never experienced before, ask them to bring that down into every cell of your being, because the universe has created these emotions for us to feel them. There may have been, our path in life may have been that we haven't felt excitement or joy or whatever. Ask them to bring it into your cells, into your physical being, so that you know how it feels, and to ask for an example of it, you know, to come into your life. So bring me the experiences that I need to know how it feels to feel ultimate self-love, joy, unconditional love, whatever it is you want to feel. And please magnify it. Ask them to really make it big for you.
That's a really, really good point. That's really, really helpful.
We can't amplify it enough, and this is where, by kind of, you know, inviting you to amplify it and get juicy with the words, and, like, you know, adverbs, adjectives, you know, throw them in, pepper them in there. It makes it more fun, and by making it more fun, that raises your vibration automatically.
Put some music on, you know, put music on that's not got words in, something that, you know, like will really make you get lifted and maybe want to dance and get the energy moving as well in your body while you're doing the and you can do that statement as many times as you want, so that it really lifts you.
And Karina knows this about me. You know, we've done a course before, haven't we, Karina? And we've talked about, you know, it was activate your wealth, something or other, wasn't it? I can't remember. I'm in another course now. You know what I'm like. And we were saying, you know, you have to give the money a job, otherwise it won't come to you. It's like the particles. What am I going to do? So we were having a little bit of a competition in a forum like this, and I was saying, right, okay, give us an example, Sass. I was saying, okay, I don't want to just go on a train journey. I want to go on the Orient Express, and I want to go all the way from, like, the biggest, and it's not just about that. I want to be in the best compartment, and I want to have all the courses, and I want to
smell all the smells and taste all the tastes.
And I'm having a whole new wardrobe and new luggage, and you know, and in fact I might even take, like, an entourage to take pictures of me while I'm doing it, you know. And this is what we're talking about. So my train ride or your train ride, which one do you want, you know? So, you know, you can get a ticket and go what Hull to Beverley, or are you coming with me on the Orient Express? You know, so I thought that was just a way. Exactly. But can you feel how, as I was getting into that, my vibration and my brain was going, and so immediately I didn't just say, and it's all about the clothes. I was in the shops and I was walking around and I'm picking them up, and I'm, you know, and I've got, like, somebody, like, easy on the eye carrying my bags. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I've gone there, and that's how I kind of you know, when you say, and I replace it with ABC, your ABC can go on for 10 minutes.
And then I think as you, Mandy, was saying that you can also repeat it. Repeat the same as many times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, lovely.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's
You can word it differently each time. You know, it doesn't have to be fixed. And if you end up saying extra things, all the better, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, make it yours. Do it your way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're not going to come round and like have, spy cam. Not this time round anyway. No. Seriously, the more you can make it your own, the more you will start to really connect with your energy.
Yeah, connect with it. Yeah.
And your energy will then come out to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you both.
You're welcome. Okay. Any more questions?
All good.
Excellent.
Right.
Excellent. Right. Sorry, I'm blind with them and blind without them. No, I do. I have a sort of dead zone where I can't see things. Right. So the chakras. Everybody was with us in the activation. So I don't think we need to go back over the chakras. The meditation is there in the links. It's the same one that we used before. So there's all the information there. So what we're doing, we are going to have a look at the topic that came up for you. So for me, it was love. And I appreciate that is going to be a really big topic. Mm-hmm. So you can break it down and you can look at, for instance, love for myself, love for my family members, love for my partner, love for those who are no longer with me, love for pets, love for neighbors, love for the world. So break it down and, then ask the sway, which one is the most important one for me to look at? And then what we're doing is we're just asking the question, do I have any resistances in my root chakra stopping me from giving and receiving the love that I know I deserve? Or put it into your own words. Check your root chakra. Just go through them all to begin with. Do I have any resistances in my sacral chakra? Do I have any in my solar plexus chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye, and crown chakra? And when you've established where the resistances are, you're going to release them using the goddess effect. Okay, so obviously we're going to use the sway to check where they are, and then you're going to check also when you've done the clearing that you've actually cleaned it out. Now, we will freely admit that there will be times when you may not have completely cleaned it out. It might still come back and say, no, you haven't cleared it. In which case you may need to either repeat the goddess effect, or it might ask you to find out more about it. So if you want to ask things like, when did this start? This resistance, did it start, when I was an adult or I was a child, things like that. You can, and then just keep saying, am I now ready to release it? Am I now ready to release it? You might just need to know a number, in which case, how many resistances do I have? Is it more than 100? Is it more than 200? Is it more than 500, etc., etc.? So we're just drilling down, and I don't anticipate that any of you will get sort of really bogged down with things. But if you do, we are there in the WhatsApp group.
I just mention as well there is a possibility that you will have a reversal.
Yes.
So I've added that in. If you have a reversal, or your sway is just like wobbling a bit and you're not going anywhere, it's very possible you have a reversal in the chakra with regards to the topic that you need to work on, that you've been told to work on.
Yeah.
Give us a shout and we'll have a look at what needs to be done there with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So no need to get bogged down with this. We are going to, and you've told your energy that we're going to spend 5 weeks working on this. We don't have to clear it all out in week 1. We're just starting to work with our energy, because the exercise really is to wake your energy up and get it used to the fact that you now know how to work with it, how to listen to it, how to pay attention to it. So it's kind of like a little bit of a courtship almost. You're going to start dancing around your chakras and saying, hey, baby, you know, want to come on a date with me? You can see how my chat up lines have not really worked very well in the past, and there's a reason why. So
well, you've been married for a long time. That's all
it
I'm
is,
saying.
isn't it? Really, how the hell he puts up with me, I do not know. Honestly, the man is a saint. So, you know, please don't worry. Don't get bogged down with not getting the right results and this, that, and the other. It's not that you're doing it wrong. There is never any right or wrong to this. It's that you're waking up to this. It's that you and your energy are getting used to each other. Your energy is learning to trust you. You know, it hasn't been able to do that for a long time. So, you know, there's going to be a little bit of coaxing, etc., etc. But we are here to help you. Okay. So, so you now use the goddess effect to cleanse and heal those resistances. So if you do 10 minutes every day, Karen, I know Karen was concerned about how much work is this going to take? 10 minutes every day. And any clearing is good clearing. It's like, you know, all publicity is good publicity. So any clearing is good clearing. It all adds up and none of it is wasted. So even if you can't establish what the reversals and resistances are all about, do the clearing anyway. Like I say, you're coaxing your energy out. You're coaxing it into the game. Okay? As with all energy work, remember to take care of yourself and honor what comes up for you. Make sure your environment is safe on every level, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and that you have a network of support around you as you transition into a new way of thinking, being, and doing. If this stuff was easy, everybody would be doing it. But the fact is, we live in a world where we are conditioned to live in fear and scarcity, and we know that that need not be the case. Your thinking will be challenged. Some deep-rooted habits will be provoked, and you will probably be triggered by some of the questions, and that's okay. Triggers are not there to hurt you. They're there to show you what needs to heal. So it's just a sign you've hit on something really meaningful to release that will make a huge difference in your life once you've cleared it, because clear it you can. So, but please bear in mind that this modality and others is not a substitute for professional healthcare or one-to-one coaching counselling if you need it. Your well-being is your responsibility, so always act in your best interests. Okay, and thank you. So we have stop share. So we have a few more minutes left if anybody wants to actually sort of sway on something and come back to us or ask questions. But this is your practice. This is your kind of getting into your energy. As I say, Mandy and I are here on the WhatsApp for you to contact us. Any questions right now? I know there will be questions coming up, but right now, Nita.
Yes, just wanted to clarify reversal again. Resistance if I'm not sort of maybe, and the reversal is if I'm going back, is it?
No. Resistances are actually quite simple. If you remember, I said earlier on, you've got the arrow, the green arrow, the orange arrow.
Yes.
Those arrows are a little bit misleading. I appreciate it. Doesn't mean you're going to sway further back. A reversal is when the response from your sway is not clear, or that could be two things. You can't. The question was ambiguous, or you gave it a list. It doesn't like lists. Doesn't like lists. It's when you get either a sway to the left or the right, or you don't move at all, which can be a little bit unnerving when you've been swaying backwards and forwards and you're like, oh, I've got the hang of this. And all of a sudden, nothing. You're like, oh, that is where your energy is in reversal, because it's literally not doing anything. And, you know, so your sway is always talking to you, whether it's moving backwards or forwards or not. It's not moving is still a conversation that you're having with yourself. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. Now I'm a little bit perverse. When reversals come up, I'm like, oh, excellent, brilliant. That means if you do kind of honor that and work through it, you will get a massive shift, because reversals are in like the really low, slow, heavy energies, right down in the sort of the anxiety, depression, fear, the jealousies, that you're not just boredom. Think of boredom, the resistance. Fear is a reversal.
See, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Just a practical one. The workbook, will you share that? Because I can't download it from, I know it's in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I'm on my tablet and I can't.
I will send out links to everything again, because I'll send the replay as well.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah. Okay. So it just takes a little. If anyone wants it before tomorrow, can you put your hand up? Because I will share it in the WhatsApp or whatever. Are we all in the WhatsApp?
I am.
You are. Karen, there was a link for it in the email that I sent to join the WhatsApp.
Okay. I think I've been looking in the wrong emails, clearly, as I ended up in the wrong Zoom.
Right.
It was 2 days early though, for Wednesday.
I'm going to say excellent. I have to admire your enthusiasm. Seriously, I like it. Thank you for that actually though, Karen, because that does remind me to remind everybody that Wednesday night, 7 p.m. on the other link, in a room, to do the swing, to do the work.
And tomorrow night.
Oh yes, tomorrow night.
We're doing a special, can't speak now. Special witchy, a witch wound release, and it's also a sisterhood one.
Yes. It's like beyond the witch wound, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've got nothing better to do on Halloween, come and be a witch with us. Come and be bewitched.
Yes. It's interesting because people always say to me, Sass, how come you're called Sass? Because you'd be surprised to know it's not actually my real name. And I was actually named after Samantha the Witch. Do we all remember Bewitched with the wiggly nose? Yeah. I'm actually named after Samantha the Witch. So there you go. So, any questions? Are we all happy that we have something to be working on? Oh, yes. Good work, Mandy. Fantastic. Well done, everybody. You're welcome, Karen.
Thank you,
It's
Karen.
so lovely to see you all, and we'll see you all on Wednesday. Looking forward to questions on the WhatsApp. I do love a good question. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, and then if we don't see you on Wednesday, we will see you back here next week.
Yay.
Yeah,
lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you so much, everyone. It's lovely to see you all.
It is, isn't it? Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Can you stay a minute, Mandy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you stop recording?
Yes. Absolutely. Stop.